Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have our first look at the latest from Graphite Design, 2AD DI, not the DI, 2AD CQ. It is a black shaft, gloss black, gold with red highlights. Looks pretty trick. It's quite nice. It's certainly the latest one. We're going to run it up today to last year's, the UB. We're just going to run them up against each other just to see what the difference is between last year's model and this year's model. Now this year's model, obviously they've got new materials. It is designed with mid-spin, okay, like last year's model, mid-spin. So the trend with very, very low spin driver heads is that sometimes there's not enough spin. So some of the latest Graphite Design shafts producing really wonderful ball speeds, but bringing the spin up so it doesn't get too crazy and loose on you really. So the CQ is no different. It's advertised as a mid to high launch with mid spin. Now it's got basically, you know, Graphite Design sort of, they put them into sections, you know, like what's the stiffness here, here and here. So it's firm handle, firm middle, and then, you know, what they would say medium plus in the tip. So basically, it's got a softer tip than UB, but it's stiffer up this end. Now, I always get people ask me, what is it similar to? And I suppose the only other two shafts that they've made with firm, right, at this end would be TP and HD. Now, TP in theory has got, it's firm and stiff, right? And then HD is firm and firm plus. And I'm sorry if I'm confusing you here. This one's firm and medium plus. So basically, you know, this is, it should be similar launch characteristics to a TP, mid to high. HD was more mid. But I am going to, after all, I'm going to run it up against UB, last year's model. So today's test ball will be Pro V1X, which is my standard test driver, LTDX. Can't get away from this thing. This is unbelievable. So I'm going to get some balls just with the UB. For me, I've had UB, I love it. I think it's a great shaft. So I haven't hit the CQ really yet. So it'll be interesting to see how they compare. The UB wants to maybe go a little bit left on me. But phenomenal feel and whatnot. I mean, you've probably may or may not have seen my video on that. So we'll go and hit some balls. Okay, so I've got UB. Now UB is 65 grams. The CQ is 64. So they're very similar weight. 3.2 torque with the UB, 3.4, which is kind of to be expected with the CQ. A little bit more torque, a little bit lighter. Okay, that's maybe, you know, why it would, in theory, should launch a little bit higher. Interestingly enough, this is 3.7 swing weight against 3.2, playing at 45.5 in the Cobra, which is probably a little longer than what I'd like, but yeah, so the CQ is, I suppose, half a swing weight different, but it's very, very similar. Both 45.5 LTDX, LS driver set at 9, Pro V1X, see what we got. I do like this shaft. It's been a, you know, it was in my bag, in my 3-wood for a long time. It's pretty hard for me to reach that green. At 275, I did it with my gamer, if you saw my gamer video there, with the Ventus Red in this and warmed up. It's a great shot. I was able to hit it, you know, 284 metres or something. It's kind of my record, I think. It's really good too. A couple of corkers to start with. There we go. Go. Oh, come on. Doesn't count, people. If it's not on the green, it's not on the green. So. Felt like that was a bit left, yep. Definitely a bit left. I mean, and I've said that earlier in the piece, that if I had a complaint about UB, is that, you know, for me, she wants to go a little bit left. Cracking shaft, do like it. Graphite Design, typically, they are very, very, like, such a good feeling shaft, always smooth. Very hard to complain about these things. She's a little left again. I think that's a little bit more user than anything. I'm guessing that was probably a bit out on the toe. Yeah, 11 mil toe. I mean, that's me, right? Can't really complain about the golf shaft with that, but this has got good carry. Don't you fall over, little golf ball. Good feel. No real downsides to this shaft. It's whether or not it fits you, you know. That's necked, so I expect that. I expect that result. Can't hit them all good. We can try, but just not going to happen, right? Still, I mean, this is good. I'll hit another one, see if I can just maybe get after one, get that up to maybe 105 in the club head speed. Yeah, I felt that was pretty good. Go ball, come on ball, get there. Don't do that to me, lousy. Anyway, lovely, UB, I do like it. It's a great shaft, so I'll get the CQ out and see how that goes. All right, so I got CQ in now. I mean, she looks smart. Goes pretty well with the Cobra head, to be fair. A little bit of gold. Quite, yeah, sparkly. Very sparkle, shimmer and shine. So, I suppose in the little first off, it does feel a little lighter. I can, you know, it's only half a swing weight, but she feels a little bit more lively. I might be able to get after this a little bit more. That's me. That's not the CQ. That's a horror. I think that was like 48 mils in the heel. Yeah, 15. Terrible shot. Won't hold it against the shaft, that one. It sounded very different, but that's the Cobra miss, right? Okay, let's go again. Definitely, it's a good shot. It's definitely got a different acoustic. You know, it's quite, this little home here is quite, you know, we get different sounds inside, obviously. It's going nicely. It's probably popping up in the air a little bit more, which is to be expected. It's definitely in the heel. So again, I'm not, you know, I'm reserving judgment here until I really get one out of the center. It feels smooth, that's for sure. It's not, you know, it's not harsh, not too stiff for me. That one was Mintola. I hit that really good. It's just not going to get to the green today. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. 0 millimeters toe, 0 millimeters low. That was super minty. I like that. It's a good shot. I mean, I'm hitting quite up today. See if I can hit a little bit more down and get it to go more forward. Yeah, that's more forward right there. Wow. I punish that. Come on, ball. Just one time. No, not interested. Not interested in listening at all. Not going to reach the green today. I'm doing my best. This does feel great. I mean, this feels, I got that launch down there. Not quite as up. Other than the one that I hit way left. A little miss hit, little neck-ola. So it won't carry as far, won't go as good. I mean, you know, for you that have, I mean, that's a little, certainly if I don't get the ball in the right spot with the quad, it's going to misread the club data, so that wasn't 115 miles an hour. It's a pretty nice bunching of balls. See if I can get another one or two really good ones. Feels stable. It's a bad swing. It's a bad swing. Still carries pretty good. Yeah, in the heel. I mean, that's my miss. You guys know the channel, you know, that's where I hit, where I miss. Still quite efficient. It's not getting overly spinny, but the spin's staying up, you know, and that's probably why I'm not reaching the green. I'm not getting any of these under 2000s that I would get with, say, my Ventus Red sometimes. That felt money. Show me the money. Still, I'm just not allowed to get to the green. I'm not allowed. So, while you know, that spin number's staying up, which is good. Like I like that. I like that combination. That's why, okay, first one, wipe it. We might even delete that. But, you know, I would hit a lot of fairways with this club because the spin's, you know, up at 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 and the miss hit, right? It's not, you know, to be fair, my current gamer, I mean, you would have, if you saw the video with my current gamer, that is a good shot. It's a nice flight. It's through the air. You know, my current gamer Ventus Red, you know, it can go as low as 1800. And this is this seems really, really consistent on its spin delivery. So, wow, like it's consistent, isn't it? No complaints here. I love the feel. Always love the feel of Graphite Design. They're not stiff. They're not super stiff shafts. HD to me was a little stiff. Which HD's got the same makeup but a little bit firmer in the tip. So HD I battled a little bit, but typically speaking, Graphite Design make a cracking product. You know, it's so good, made in Japan, always extremely high quality. Oh, hit that good. Come on. You know, I feel like to get to that green, oh, I might have got, nah, it's not. I might have got there on a straight line. But I feel like to get to that green, you know, I've got to be spinning it probably down below 2000. And then is that getting too risky? I mean, that's kind of what I'm playing with at the minute with my current setup, but I'm just loving the extra distance. It gives me an extra, you know, just about 10 meters when the spin drops a couple of hundred, and then, but it has got the ability to go a little bit wonky. So I think this is one I'm definitely going to take out in the golf course. Just based on what I'm seeing here, these numbers are, they're great. I can't wait to crunch them in a second. I'll get on there and have a good look. But, you know, the feel is always like a 10 out of 10 for me for Graphite Design. If not, it's a 9. Oh, wow. I mean, it's gorgeous. Like it's good carry. Come on, just once. I'm just not going to reach the green. I'm going to give up trying. I'm going to give up. I quit. No more. Okay, so I had a pretty small sample size of UB. I didn't want to wear myself out. I'm getting pretty old. 45. So 150 ball speed with UB, 2144, 13.8, 239 average, 259. So UB's good. I mean, it's no doubt about it. Love the shaft, but I'll be the first to admit, I deleted that first one where I hit it left because I felt like that was just dead set me. That's not the shaft. And to be fair, I think I hit one left with a UB as well. There was one here like 33 left. So let's disable that, right? And go back to the comparison. I mean, you got two shafts that are almost doing the same thing, right? CQ's got it just on ball speed, but both, look at the consistency of them. What about the consistency front to back? I mean, 240 carry with 4.1 meters front to back. CQ, take your hat off. I mean, what a great shaft. 177 difference in backspin. Unbelievable. Like, I don't know that I've ever seen numbers that tight. Club data, I mean, I've hit them both very close to the center, you know, next to each other, giving each other a little kissy there in the middle. That's good. And that's good for me, right? But CQ was more efficient, 146 compared to 142. Super impressive. Now the interesting thing is, and I might discuss this a little bit more, but the CQ has launched slightly lower than the UB. And they've both hit the same sort of spot on the face. It has presented less dynamic loft. So I'm going to show you a little something. I'm going to get out of this, but those numbers are awesome, love them. I'm going to get out of this and I'm just going to show you a little something as to why this can sometimes happen. Okay, so sometimes higher launching shafts, depending on how the person delivers the club, there should be a separate video on this, but what can happen with this soft tip, sometimes the soft tip will flex back like such. Does that kind of make sense? So this is flexing back as I'm hitting, and then that can reduce the dynamic loft. Now also for some people that are a bit more aggressive in their tempo, it can end up, you know, already flexing, doing this through impact. You see how that's then flexing forward with a softer tip, and it can create loft. So just because a shaft says it's higher launch doesn't mean that's necessarily how it performs. For aggressive swingers, yes, I would say yes it does. But sometimes when we're a little bit grandpa like me, a little bit smooth in our transition, this shaft, this head is still flexing back, right? And that's why I use Ventus Red, because it comes out like a rocket. And so did this. It come out really, really good. 2300 spin means I'd hit a bunch of fairways with this. My red has been amazing with distance, right? Ridiculous. But a little bit loose every now and then. So I'm really, really excited to get this one out on the golf course and see what it does live, because I think there's something in this that's really, really nice.